today's first class. Okay, first chemistry class of your class 11. Okay, so the name of the chapter is some basic concepts of chemistry. Some basic concepts of your chemistry. Okay, so chapter का नाम ही देखो ना. So are you able to see the board clearly?
Yes, sir.
Or
Yes,
it is
sir.
little bit
Yes, sir.
blurred. Blurred आ रहा है ना clear आ रहा है?
Say it's clear.
Okay, fine. So chapter का नाम ही देखो, some basic concepts of chemistry. So as far as school exams are concerned, class 11 में, so it has a weightage of around 4 to 5 marks, right? ये chapter से आने वाला है तुम लोगों का 4 to 5 marks. But as far as your NEET is concerned, okay, so two questions means तुम्हारा लगभग 8 marks are going to come in. And yes, as the name suggests, okay, so this particular chapter is actually the base of all our physical chemistry till class 12. Right? So we need to have a clear concept of this chapter. Okay, we need to have a clear concept of this chapter. Okay. So first topic what we shall study is, पहले क्या पढ़ेंगे हम लोग? So there are some laws, right? There are some laws in chemistry. There are some fundamental laws. Let's say physics में we have studied some fundamental laws. This is Newton का first law, second law, third law, right? So in chemistry also, there are some laws, fundamental laws, which governs a chemical reaction. Eh? So there are some laws which chemical reactions must obey. There's a fundamental laws. Okay. So we shall be discussing about this laws in details today. Okay. So first law, so number one, your law of conservation of mass. So it's a very fundamental law of science. Right? It's a fundamental law of chemistry. Okay. Law of conservation of mass. So any one of you, yes, who can just give me a statement of this law? Law of conservation of mass. So we all know, we have studied
the law of conservation of mass states that matter neither created nor be destroyed.
Matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay, very good, excellent. So now the question is, how this law is applied in chemistry? How this law is applicable in chemistry? Okay, so if you can kindly unmute yourself, that would be great. Okay, थोड़ा सा background noise आ रहा है, so just unmute करने से that would be great. Puranjay, please just unmute yourself. थोड़ा सा तुम्हारा background noise आ रहा है. Okay, Puranjay, do you see the button out there for mute? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so yes, law of conservation of mass. Okay, so how is it applicable to a chemical reaction? Okay, let us again select a very fundamental reaction. Say example, say hydrogen reacting with oxygen to give us water. So this is a very fundamental reaction. Okay, hydrogen is reacting with oxygen to give us water. Okay, so according to this law of conservation of mass, the total mass of reactant, okay, before the reaction, total mass of reactant before the reaction should be equal to the total mass of what? Obviously, products after the reaction. Okay, so according to this law of conservation of mass, the total mass before a chemical reaction, should be equal to the total mass of the product after the reaction. That means, जब एक reactant product में convert होगा, okay, so mass is conserved, there is no loss of mass. So, if the total mass of the reactant is denoted, of the total weight or mass of the reactant is denoted by WR. WR stands for weight of the reactant. Okay, so this should be equal to the weight of the product. It's a very simple law. So, how is this law applied to a chemical reaction, guys? Okay, so according to this law, the total mass of a reactant should always be equal to the total mass of the product. Okay. Now, having said this, so do you think everything is okay with this reaction? Everything is fine with this reaction? A reaction?
No, sir.
No? Yes,
No,
someone
sir.
said no. How no? Why no?
So it is not balanced.
Exactly. Very good. Excellent. It is not balanced. So why do we need to balance a chemical reaction then? It's a tedious task. We don't like balancing a chemical equation. Huh? Kabhi 2 lagana hai, kabhi 3, kabhi 5, kabhi 6. The equation gets complicated. So we don't like balancing a chemical reaction. But we need to do it. So let us see why. Okay, now just you need to have a simple idea about the atomic mass, which I'm sure all of you have it. Okay. If not, we'll study, don't worry. What is the atomic mass of hydrogen? 1.
One.
So atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. So how many atoms are there? 2. So 2 into 1 equals to 2. I'm not balancing the chemical reaction. Okay, मैंने अभी तक balance नहीं किया. Okay, I have not balanced it here. Okay, I have not balanced it. What was the atomic mass of oxygen, guys?
16.
16. Excellent. So 2 into 16 equals to 32. Okay, now what is the total mass of the reactant out here? What is the total mass of the reactant? 32 था oxygen का and hydrogen का 2 था. This is equal to 34. Yes. Now what
Yes,
is
sir.
the mass of the water out here? So 2 into 1 plus 16. So this is equal to what is the weight of the product? 18. So just me unit लगा दूंगा यहाँ पर. So the thing is that if we don't balance a chemical equation, then what we see is the very fundamental law, that is law of conservation of mass, will not be obeyed. If you don't balance, we see that 34 gram of hydrogen plus oxygen combines to give me 18 gram of water. So there is a huge loss of mass, which goes against this fundamental law. Okay, so हम लोग को सिखाया है शुरू से, we need to balance करो. Why do we need to balance? Because if we don't balance, this very fundamental law of science will be disobeyed. Okay, अब balance करके देखते हैं हम लोग. Let us know balance. Okay, अब balance करके देखते हैं. So yes, please help me out. How do you balance? Please help me out. कैसे balance करोगे?
So put a 2 before H2. Then again in the products also.
Yeah, ठीक है. Right now. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
So 2 to 4. So 4 atoms, 4 into 1. So 2 into 16 again. So total 2 moles. 2 into 1 plus 16. Huh? So I've done this in class. Then if not, we'll be doing details. Don't worry. Okay. So 2 into 1, which is the atomic mass of hydrogen, plus 16, which is the atomic mass of oxygen. Now, what is the total weight of the reactant? What is the total weight of the reactant, guys? 16 times 2 is 32, plus 4 is 36 gram.
36.
Yes, and out here 16 plus 2 is 18, 18 to again 36. So yes, we have proved with a very, you have proved in fact with a very simple equation that if chemical reactions are balanced, then these law of conservation of mass will be obeyed. And if it is not balanced, the law of conservation of mass will not be obeyed. Okay, so any questions from this segment? Guys, a very, very easy law. It's a very fundamental, it's a very easy law. Okay, now if this thing is understood, then I'll be sharing the screen. तुम लोग screen देखना and let us discuss the problems. Okay, so I'll be sharing the screen and will take a minute or so. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just which of the following reactions is not correct according to the law of conservation of mass? Okay, so there are four equations given. Yes. Okay, so what do we need to check, guys, out here? If the law of conservation of mass is obeyed, just now हम लोग ने देखा ना, law of conservation of mass obey करने से the equation should be balanced. जो equation balanced है, that will obey the law of conservation, and whichever equation is not balanced, that is not going to obey law of conservation of mass. So indirectly तुम लोग को पूछ रहे हैं यहाँ पर कौन सा equation balanced नहीं है? So कौन सा है, guys?
Number B.
Number B.
Number B. Excellent. So number B is not balanced. That means number B does not obey your law of conservation of mass. It does not obey law of conservation of mass. Okay. So no need to copy this question. I'll be sending you this question in the WhatsApp group. हम लोग आज जब discuss करेंगे numericals जो होगा वो copy करना है. ठीक है. So I'll move to the next slide. Can I move?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Just a minute. Okay. This question, okay. Just you can copy this question. You can copy this question. Okay. So if you have copied this question, just let me know. Huh? If you have copied this question, if it's done, just let me know. So 10 grams of calcium carbonate produces 3.2 grams of carbon dioxide and 6.2 grams of calcium oxide. Represent this reaction in terms of law of conservation of mass. Okay, so take your time, chalo, copy karo. It's always good to write in your notebook. नहीं तो बाद में copy कर जाओगे तो भूल जाओगे, right? It's always good to have a hard copy. So if you are done with, please let me know.
Sir, done.
Sir, done.
Done, all of you? All of you?
No, sir, doing.
Okay, so
Sir, your camera is tilted.
okay, I'm just checking that. I think it's fine now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what does the question says? Okay, what does the question says? Okay, so 10 grams of calcium carbonate produces 3.8 grams of carbon dioxide and 6.2 grams of calcium oxide. Represent this reaction in terms of law of conservation of mass. So it's an easy question.
So can you
So
please
yes, Thomas,
show me the question? So can you please
I'll
show me the
just read it
question?
once more.
Yes, sir.
I'll show you the question. Okay. I'm just showing it. Huh? Just a minute. Just a minute. How do you represent this statement? Okay. So What is the formula of calcium carbonate?
CO3.
CO3. Okay. It produces means this gives us. It produces means it gives us some amount of carbon dioxide. Okay, and it gives us calcium oxide. It gives us calcium oxide. Okay, so what is the weight of calcium carbonate? Okay, it's given. It's given in the question. What is the weight of calcium carbonate, guys? It's 10 gram. It's 10 gram. What is the weight of carbon dioxide? 3.8 gram. And what is the weight of calcium oxide? 6.2 gram. So we have to represent in terms of law of conservation of mass. So what is the total mass of the reactant out here? 10 gram. And what is the total mass of the product out here? 3.8 plus 6.2, which is equal to 10 gram, which is equal to 10. So we have represented this in terms of law of conservation of mass. Okay, now this law of conservation of mass is applicable to all the chemical reactions. Say, so if someone, can you tell me what is the limitation of this law? Is it universally applicable to all the reactions, or are there some exceptions to this law? Exceptions है law का? Yes, there are some exceptions. And what
Yes,
are the
sir.
exceptions? Yes. Well, exceptions, yes, we can say yes, that will be great if it comes from you all. Yes,
Sir,
exceptions.
nuclear.
Exactly. Very good. Excellent. So these reactions, law of conservation of mass is not applicable. It is not applicable for nuclear reactions or for radioactive reactions. It's not applicable. So in nuclear reactions, which you will be studying more in your physics, in nuclear reactions, okay, when an element is transformed into another element, the nuclear reactions, when an element is transformed into, there is some small mass which is lost. Okay, and that mass which is lost is converted into energy by the very, very, very famous equation, Einstein's equation, E is equal to mc square. क्या हो रहा है nuclear reactions में? Suppose during a radioactive change, X gets converted into Y. X Y में converted. Suppose, but the total mass of X will not be equal to the total mass of Y. There is some small amount of mass which will be lost, and that mass which is lost. That mass which is lost is converted into energy via this equation, E is equal to mc square. Okay, this is just an exception to this law, so we don't need to go into details. We don't need to understand this equation at this moment. Okay, so there is just a limitation of this law. It is not applicable to radioactive changes. It is not applicable to nuclear reactions. Okay, so very good. Whoever gave me the answer, excellent. Okay, it's not applicable for radioactive changes. Okay, so I'll be sharing you one more slide. I'll be sharing one more screen. Okay, just copy it quickly. देखो तो ये okay. So I think it's given out diagrammatically all that. That is why I chose this question. So we have how much gram of calcium? 64 reaction with 192 gram of zinc carbonate to give us calcium carbonate and zinc. So how much zinc was present in the zinc carbonate? Okay. So no need to write down the options. Options shorter. No need to write down the options.
104 gram.
I think it's 104 gram. Yes?
Yes.
It's obviously 104 gram. So everyone, I think you have copied the question. Yes? I'll just end the slide then.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No,
fine.
sir. No, sir.
No sir, no sir. Chalo copy karo fir. So I think question is of this form, na? Question is of this form. Calcium, zinc carbonate, diya tha, zinc is not given. Eh? So let the mass of zinc out here, let us assume the mass of zinc to be xi. Let us assume the mass of zinc to be x gram. We are supposed to find. So according to your law of conservation of mass, from law of conservation of mass, from law of conservation of mass. Okay, so total mass of the reactant. What is the total mass of the reactant, guys?
256
64
gram.
plus 192. Yes, this much gram should be equal to the total mass of the product. Kitna hua? 152 plus x gram. So we can do in this way. So we can therefore find out the value of x. Yes, kitna aaya answer? Yes, help me out.
104.
104.
104 gram. So therefore, here mass of zinc, and therefore mass of zinc is equal to 104 gram. So we can easily predict. The amount of a product formed, or we can easily predict the amount of a reactant consumed, provided the other quantities are known. Ek unknown hone se we can easily find out that unknown quantity. Yes, we can easily find out one unknown quantity. Okay, so don't worry, I'll be sending you more questions in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so tell me if this is understood. So no, I don't think so you have any doubts in this particular topic. Is there any doubt? Is there anything you need to ask?
No, sir.
Okay, fine, that is great. Just let me wipe up this thing now. Just a minute. So this do comes in entrance as well. Right? The entrance part may be quite important. Is a law for this area. Okay. So second law is known as a law of constant composition, or it is also known as the law of definite proportion. A law of constant composition, or it is also known as a law of definite proportion. Okay. So according to this law, what is the statement? Okay, what is the statement? Okay. So according to this law, a pure chemical compound, so we all know what is a compound, right? Okay, it is a combination of atoms. Okay. So pure chemical compound, I'm talking about a pure, right? Okay, no impurities are present. A pure chemical compound always contains the same elements, combined together in the same proportion by weight. So this is the statement. Okay, so this is the statement. Right? So देखो जब भी हम लोग लॉस पढ़ने जाते हैं तो first and foremost we should remember the statement. Okay, so exam में आ सकता है तुम लोगों को 1 marks or 2 marks state law of constant composition or definite proportion. Okay. So according to this law, a pure chemical compound always contains the same elements, right, combined together in the same proportion by mass. Fine. Okay. Now, how do you prepare carbon dioxide, guys? How do you prepare carbon dioxide? कैसे prepare करते हो carbon dioxide? Any methods? Yes. What are the methods of preparation of carbon dioxide? Just class 10 का मैं just idea लेना चाहता हूँ. So तुम लोग बोल सकते हो, sir, if I burn carbon in excess of oxygen, I get carbon dioxide. Yes, you are correct.
So oxidizing of carbon monoxide.
Yes, exactly. Excellent.
Binding of
Excellent.
hydrocarbons.
Okay, okay. There are many methods ना. Yes, अब तुम लोग बोल रहे हो एक-एक करके. I have not balanced it. छोड़ रहा. I have not balanced it. Yes. फिर से
Sir,
बोल
adding
पाओ.
acid with metal carbonates.
Decomposition of carbonates. Excellent. Heat करोगे तो we get quicklime and carbon dioxide. There are many methods of preparation of carbon dioxide.
Sir, adding acid with metal carbonates.
Yes, obviously. HCl in metal carbonates. Excellent. Yeah. So there are innumerable methods of preparation of carbon dioxide. No? But irrespective of the nature of source, a pure chemical compound such as carbon dioxide, always contains the same two elements out here, right? So what are the two elements which carbon dioxide is made up of? It is made
Carbon and
up of
oxygen.
carbon and oxygen. So carbon dioxide made from carbon and oxygen and carbon dioxide made by decomposing calcium carbonate, are they different? Do they contain different element? No.
No, sir.
So pure chemical compound always contains the same, whatever may be the method of preparation, whatever may be the source. Carbon dioxide always contains carbon and oxygen combined together in the same proportion by mass. So what is the proportion by weight? Carbon and oxygen ka? What is the weight of carbon out here? What is the weight of carbon? कितना ग्राम? मैं ग्राम ही बोल रहा हूँ अभी तक. हाँ, 12 gram. Obviously, good, very good. Oxygen, how many gram?
16.
2 है. 2 into 32.
32.
So yes, what is the ratio of carbon and oxygen in carbon dioxide then? 12 is to
1 is to
32. What
2.
is the simplest ratio, guys? Simplest ratio क्या है? 4
1
3
is to 2.
3 is to 8. 3 is to 8. So carbon dioxide, we can universalize, we can generalize this statement. Carbon dioxide always contains the same two elements, carbon and oxygen, combined together in 3:8 ratio by mass. Irrespective of the nature of preparation, it always contains the same two elements, and the same two elements will always combine in this proportion by mass. Okay, it will always combine in this proportion by mass. Okay. Now similarly, so it can have compound means it can have 2 atoms or it can have many atoms as well. For example, glucose. Formula C6H12O6. This is glucose. Yes. So glucose, I think it's present naturally in our body. Yes, it's present inside the living cells, and it can also be synthesized artificially. So, but whatever may be the source, whatever may be the method of preparation, a pure glucose molecule always contains the same elements. Right? What are the elements? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Right? Glucose is always made up of 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms, and 6 oxygen atoms. So, what is the ratio by mass? What is the ratio by mass? What is the mass of carbon? 6 into 12 is
72.
72 gram. Very good. 12 into 1 is 12 gram. 6 into 16 is 16 times 6 is equal to 96.
Yes, sir.
96, yes. So in glucose, what is the ratio of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen then? So it will be 72 is to 12 is to 96. So you can easily find out the simplest ratio. Yes? I think it will.
So 6 is to 1 is to 8.
So 6:1:8.
It will be 6 is to 1 is to 8 plus. Okay, so this is about your law of constant composition. The composition is always fixed, constant, or definite proportion. They combine in a definite proportion by mass. So again, it's a very easy law. It's a very easy law. Okay. So now I'll be sharing 1 or 2 slides. Okay. So you copy the numericals quickly, then we'll have a discussion after it. So I'm just sharing the content once more. Okay. Okay. So yes, you can see this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you copy it quickly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Please. Okay, so it seems to be a long problem now, but yes, it will definitely clear all our concepts. So 1.375 gram of cupric oxide was reduced by heating in a current of hydrogen, and the mass of copper that remained was 1.098. The experiment, in another experiment, 1.179 gram of copper was dissolved in the nitric acid. Okay, so and so the mass of cupric oxide was this, so that this results illustrates the law of definite proportioning. Okay, if it is done, please let me know. Huh? Copy it. Copy it will take 1 minute. So if you are done copying, please let me know.
So done.
All of you?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes? Yes. Good. Thank you. Chalo,
No, sir.
fine.
Wait, sir.
Hi, I'll give you more time.
Sir, 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay. Take 30 seconds then. So those who have finished copying the question, please go through the question once and twice. Okay, जब भी ऐसा question आए ना, we have to analyze the question. We have to break up the question. we have to simplify the questions. Okay. And always remember one thing. No matter how difficult the problem might seem, all the information will be given in the question. Eh? Complete information has to be given in the question. Yes. जितना भी मतलब टफ क्यों नहीं लगे, सब क्वेश्चन में सब कॉन्सेप्ट क्वेश्चन में जो we have to find it, we have to understand it. That's it. ठीक है? Okay, so I'm discussing now. Okay, fine. Okay. Now, okay, so how many experiments are there in total? According to the question, how many experiments has been done?
So two.
Two experiments. Okay. So in number one experiment, cupric oxide was heated with hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen से heat करने के बाद कुछ obtain किया था. Okay. So let us just break up this question into two parts. So let us break up this question in two parts. Okay. So actually there are two experiments. So I'll just write down in experiment one. The first part of the question, experiment one. So what was the mass of cupric oxide? What is the mass of cupric oxide, guys?
1.375.
Okay, first we'll write down mass of cupric oxide is equal to, it's given 1.375. So help me with the calculation. Huh? Okay, then after heating in a current of hydrogen, what was the mass of copper obtained then? What is the mass of copper obtained after heating?
1.098.
Mass of copper obtained is 1.089.
So 98.
Sorry, it's 1.098 gram. Okay. So, okay, this much copper is obtained. So, cupric oxide means it is made up of which two elements? Cupric oxide means it is made up of copper and oxygen. So, इसको heat किया तुमने, you are passing in a current of hydrogen, whatever. Okay. So, इसके बाद में what is the mass of copper obtained? Copper obtained is given. So, if I apply law of conservation of mass, what will be the mass of oxygen then?
So 0.277.
Good. Mass of oxygen will be equal to 1.375 minus 1.098. So we need to do this. Copper oxide का total mass दिया है, copper का दिया है, so rest will be oxygen. So ये कितना आ रहा है? Yes, tell me.
So 0.277.
0.277. Okay. So this is 0.277 gram. Okay. So what is the ratio of mass of copper and oxygen? So ratio of mass of copper and oxygen in obviously cupric oxide. क्या है ratio copper and oxygen का? Copper का कितना था? 1.098 is to 0.277. So ये can you simplify this? तो कितना आ रहा है इसका? ये रेशियो कितना आ रहा है? So if I divide this, if you try it, 3.96. Okay, so this will come out to be 3.96. So this is the ratio of mass of copper and oxygen in cupric oxide in the first experiment. Okay, now especially those who have shifted from class 11 में तो we all are from CBSE batch. So ये जो calculations है ना, you are not supposed to use calculators, वो तो पता ही है. So you need to do it manually. So you need to practice it. Practice तो क्या divide करना तो सबको आता ही है. Okay. Okay, मुझे ना experiment 2 का बताओ. Experiment 2 का. What are the informations which are given? There were two experiments, experiment 1 and experiment 2. So what are the information given about experiment 2? Experiment 2 में 1.179 gram of copper was dissolved with nitric acid The mass of cupric oxide was this much. Okay, again, experiment 2 में what was the mass of cupric oxide obtained? Finally, cupric oxide जो obtained हुआ था उसका mass कितना था experiment 2 में?
1.476.
1.476 gram. Okay, and what is the mass of copper taken? It is given na mass of copper. Yes, it's given. Mass of copper कितना लिया था? 1.179 gram. Okay, so cupric oxide में the mass of copper was this much. So obviously, what will be the mass of oxygen, guys? What will be the mass of oxygen? Cupric oxide, copper and oxygen total 1.476 है. उसमें से
0.297.
Okay, so 1.476 minus 1.179. This is equal to how much? Yes, again.
So 0.297.
0.297.
Oh, thank you. 297 gram. Okay. So now we are talking about the same compound copper oxide out here. We are talking about the same compound copper oxide. So it is obtained in different ways. Okay, there are different chemical reactions going on, but we are talking about the same chemical compound copper oxide. So first experiment में the ratio of copper and oxygen was this much. So second experiment में what is the ratio of mass of copper and oxygen? Okay, कितना था कॉपर का 1.179 डिवाइडेड बाय 0.297 कितना आ रहा है ये? कितना आ रहा है?
4.97.
4 point
3.96.
3.96 में तो 97 ही आना चाहिए. Okay, so the ratio same आ रहा है, ratio का value same आ रहा है. So okay, most of the students will be confused, right? So you tend to think, sir, ratio the same नहीं आ रहा है. Copper and oxygen का values different है, but ratio का values देखो same आ रहा है. The values are same. So again, from this we can say that pure chemical compound copper and oxygen, whatever may be the methods of preparation, they always contain copper and oxygen combined together in the same ratio by mass. Combined together in the same ratio by mass. Okay, so these data illustrates now definite property. So how are we going to just end up this problem? So how are we going to write it down? Okay, so we can write it down in this way. Chalo. So look. The results of experiment 1 and 2. Just write it down. The results of experiment 1 and experiment 2. Okay, so we can present our answer in this way. Shows that what does it show? Yes, shows that the ratio of copper and oxygen in both the samples of cupric oxide are what? Same or different? Are same. So hence these data are in agreement with law of what? Definite proportionality. Okay, so we can just end up like this, right? So पूछा है तुम लोग को, it illustrates, whether it illustrates or not. So our answer is yes. Since the ratio of copper and oxygen in both the samples of cupric oxide, there were two samples of cupric oxide, experiment 1 and experiment 2 ka sample. But whatever may be the experiment, the same chemical compound, copper cupric oxide, always contains the same two elements combined together in the same proportion by mass. So the problem might seem to be long, but it's easy. Okay, just तुम लोगों को थोड़ा सा टाइम कहाँ लग सकता है ये रेशियो कैलकुलेट करने में बस. ओके, ये रेशियो कैलकुलेट करने में. ओके, यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा लग सकता है, right? Otherwise, I think it's absolutely fine. So done copying? It's done.
Yes, sir.
All of you? Okay, now I'll be sharing you another slide. Okay, I'll be sharing you another question. So copy the question. Okay. So yes, can I change the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you copy this. So if you are done with, okay, please let me know.
So done.
Done. Okay, good. Okay, so guys, can you do this on your own afterwards? Copy किया ना book में? मतलब सोच के घर में कर लेना. Okay, so after this class is over, just go through the question and do it. Okay, I'm dead sure, I'm damn sure you'll be able to do this. Right? Okay, so I'm leaving this to you. Okay, I'm leaving this to you. So try to do it on your own. You can easily do it. Okay, there should not be any issues. Right? So it's quite similar to the other problem, the previous problem. Okay, now I'll just move towards the third law. Okay, so any problem in this particular law, guys? Tell me frankly. Anything I need to rediscuss? Anubhav? So Anubhav, you are logging in with 2 devices. There are 2 Anubhavs out here. So I think Anubhav is
There are
logging with 2, nah? So I see a total
Yes,
of 3
sir.
Anubhav out there. Okay, whatever. ठीक है यहाँ तक बिल्कुल ठीक है. So I'm going very slowly. Okay, ठीक है ना? Okay, law of
Yes, sir.
multiple proportion. Okay. So first, let us write on the statement. Okay.
Sir, done.
Okay, good. So statement लिख लो. When two elements combines to form more than 2 compounds, so more than 1 compound, okay, more than 1 compound. When 2 elements combines to form more than 1 compound, the mass of 1 element, okay. The masses of one element that combines, I'm explaining everything that combines with a fixed mass of another element, okay, that combines with the fixed mass of another element are in ratio of small whole numbers.
Sir, can you please explain it?
Yeah, I'm definitely explaining. I'll definitely explain this. Okay, first copy karo, I'll definitely explain this. So it's so interesting. This particular law, I think it's new to all of us, so it's interesting as well. Okay. Okay, so
Sir,
uh-huh.
sir, can you please give us some questions that are that generally come in need from this portion, these laws?
Okay, sure. Why not, guys? Why not? Sure. And yes, one thing I need to say. So if you are opting for, I think the coordinators have explained it, na? So there are 2 types of classes. एक हम लोगों का board level का class होगा, and those who are opting for entrance as well, I'll be taking 1 extra class for entrance per week. Per week, 1 extra class of 2 hours. 2 घंटे का, not 1.5 hour, 2 hours का entrance class होगा. Okay, so if we simultaneously want to do it, that would be great. क्योंकि जो मैं boards में करवा रहा हूँ, if you can go parallelly ना, बहुत अच्छा होगा. क्योंकि boards level से थोड़ा सा ऊपर जाना पड़ेगा, especially this chapter, थोड़ा सा ऊपर जाना पड़ेगा, इसलिए हम लोग को एक extra class लगेगा. Because I can't discuss those things in the board level. Okay, so तुम लोग मतलब you decide, and if you want the entrance classes as well, which is very productive, of course, okay, we can arrange for it. Okay, 2 hour का मतलब you'll be getting 8 hours of class every week. Okay, चलो ठीक है, वो हो गया. And I'll be sending you the questions, don't worry. Okay, I'll send you the names of the reference book as well. ठीक है, कौन सा book से practice करना है problem. ठीक. So now, according to this law, when 2 elements combines to form, how many elements combine? यहाँ पर दिख रहा है when 2 elements. Sorry, when 2 elements combines to form more than 1 compound, the mass of any one element that combines with the fixed mass of another element are in a ratio of small whole numbers. इतना लंबा law, what is this all about? What is this all about? Let us see. Okay, इतना लंबा law, what is this all about? Okay, now, okay, तुम लोग मुझे खुद बोलोगे. So you select 2 elements, carbon and oxygen. 2 elements select करो, carbon and oxygen. ठीक है? Now, can you give me 2 compounds of carbon and oxygen? Can you
Sir,
give me
carbon
any?
dioxide, carbon monoxide.
Yes, excellent. One is a carbon monoxide and the other one is a carbon dioxide. Okay, so here I'll be writing mass of carbon and here I'll be writing mass of oxygen. Okay, so I will just try to explain you in this way. Okay, now what is the mass of carbon out here in carbon monoxide?
12.
12. So here when two elements have combined to give you more than one compound, eh? Two elements, carbon and oxygen, have combined to give you more than one compound. Okay. And what is the mass of oxygen, by the way, out here?
16.
16. And what is the mass of carbon out here?
12.
What is the mass of oxygen?
32.
Okay. Till it's perfect. Okay. So the mass of any one element, the mass of one, it says that when two elements combine to form more than one compound, then the mass of one element, any element, the mass of one element that combines with a fixed mass of another element. So kiska mass fixed karoge, that's up to you. So the mass of any one element which combines with the fixed mass of another element. So by looking at this problem, I see the mass of carbon is already fixed, right? Mass of carbon दोनों compound में is fixed at how many gram? Mass of carbon already fixed है. It's fixed at how many gram?
12.
12. यहाँ पर भी 12. But the mass of oxygen is not fixed है. यहाँ पर 16 है, यहाँ पर 32 है. So we see that, okay, by default the mass of carbon is already fixed. So it says that the mass of one element which combines with the fixed mass of another element should be at a simple whole number ratio. So can I say the mass of oxygen which combines with a fixed mass, कितना मास फिक्स्ड है कार्बन का? हाउ मच मास इज फिक्स्ड कार्बन का? कितना में फिक्स हुआ है? 12. Which combines with a fixed mass 12 gram of carbon. So what is the ratio? Mass of oxygen which combines with
1
a
is
fixed
to 2.
mass of carbon. It's 16 is to 32. Yes, the
Yes,
mass
sir.
of oxygen which combines with a fixed mass of carbon is 16 to 32. So this is 4 is to, that's what, 1 is to 2.
1 is to 2.
1 is to 2.
1 is to 2. ये क्या है? Simple whole number है. They are in simple whole number. Yes. So
Yes, sir.
this illustrates law of multiple proportion. So it states that whenever two elements combine to give you more than two compounds, the mass of any one element which combines with the fixed mass of another element should be at a simple whole number ratio. By default, again I'm saying you, by default, the mass of carbon was already fixed out here, right? By default, the mass of carbon was already fixed. Okay, so the mass of oxygen, which combines with the fixed mass of carbon, is equal to 12. Okay, so is it clear now? Is it okay? Mm-hmm. Fine. Is it fine? Is it okay? Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you have NCERT along with you right now?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
NCERT है? Okay, चलो NCERT नहीं है तो NCERT हमेशा पास में रखना. So just keep NCERT just besides you every class. ठीक है? सब class में NCERT का books. Okay, so I'm solving from NCERT. I'll give you a question from NCERT. So it's problem number 1.21. Huh? So it's given the following data are obtained when dinitrogen and dioxygen react to form different compounds. Okay, dinitrogen and dioxygen react to form different compounds. So here it's given like this. Mass of dinitrogen mass of dioxygen. ठीक है. So what are the data given? So there are 4 data. There are 4 data. So in the first data, लिख लो 14 gram, 14 gram. So nitrogen and oxygen combines to form 4 different compounds. And in the 4 different compounds, the mass of dinitrogen and mass of dioxygen are given. So 16, 32, 32, 80.
Sir, which question is this?
1.21, 1.21. 1.21. दिखाई दिया? At the end of the chapter end होने के बाद, not in text question. ठीक है? Okay, can you see the board now? Now I'll discuss it. Okay, it's 1.21. देख लेना. So these are the mass. Quickly copy करने से होगा. Now, is there any element whose mass is fixed? किसी एलिमेंट का मास फिक्स है यहाँ पर? आगे वाला प्रॉब्लम में बाय डिफॉल्ट कार्बन का मास फिक्स था, बट यहाँ पर नाइट्रोजन का मास फिक्स नहीं है, ऑक्सीजन का भी फिक्स नहीं है, इट इज वेरिएबल. नाउ it's your wish whether you want to fix the mass of nitrogen or you want to fix the mass of dioxide. किसका मास फिक्स करने चाहते हो? मतलब which element mass will you fix now? नाइट्रोजन की ऑक्सीजन? Your wish.
Nitrogen.
So nitrogen को let's say, will you fix the mass as 14 gram or will you fix the mass as 28 gram? Will you fix the mass at 14? You can. There are 2 options. तुम 14 gram में भी fix कर सकते हो, 28 gram में भी fix कर सकते हो, और 1 gram में भी fix कर सकते हो, 2 gram में भी fix कर सकते हो. Your wish. So your wish. You want to fix the mass of nitrogen at 14 or 28?
So 14.
14. Okay, you want to fix the mass at 14 gram. चलो यहाँ पर 28 gram combines with 32 gram. यहाँ पर दिख रहा है 28 gram combines with 32 gram. So yes, 14 gram should combine with how many gram? Just me. यहाँ पर I'm trying to explain you. You told me you want to fix the mass at 14 gram. So यहाँ 28 है. So 28 combines with 32. So 14 combines with how much? 14 should combine with how much? 16?
Yes, sir.
Exactly half. 28 combines with 80. So 14 should combine with how much? Unitary method. 28 combines with 80. So 14 combines with how much? 40. So why am I doing this? I am fixing the mass of one element. मैं एक element का mass fix कर रहा हूँ. And यहाँ पर तुम लोग ने बोला, so I want to fix the mass at 14 gram. Or if you wish to, you can fix the mass at 28 gram. So 14 combines with 16, so 28 combines with 32. 14 combines with 32, so 28 combines with 64. You can do that as well. Yes, any options are left. लेकिन तुम लोग ने बोला यहाँ पर I want to fix the mass at 14 gram. चलो fix कर दिया सबका 14 gram. And what are the mass of oxygen which combines with 14 gram of dinitrogen? 16, 32, 16, 40. So what is the mass of dioxygen? What is the ratio of mass of dioxygen which combines with a fixed mass? कितना मास फिक्स किया हम लोग ने? 14 ग्राम ऑफ which combines with the fixed mass of dinitrogen. चलो रेशियो बोलो मुझे. What is the ratio? First में कितना था? 16. 16 combines with 14. Next में 32 combines with 14. Third में 16 combines with 14. Last में 40 combines with this 14. So ratio क्या आ रहा है?
So 2:4:2:5.
So is this whole number ratio? हाँ, ये तो whole
Yes,
number
sir.
है. So whenever two elements combines to form more than two compounds, the mass of one element which combines with a fixed mass of another element, the mass of any one element which combines with a fixed mass of another element should be a simple whole number ratio. अब तुम लोग क्या करोगे ना घर में, तुम ऑक्सीजन का मास किसी एक में फिक्स कर लेना, यो विश. Then you see the mass of nitrogen which combines with the fixed mass of dioxygen. अब ऑक्सीजन का मास कितने में फिक्स करोगे, यो विश. 16 में करने से भी करो, 32 में करने से भी करो, 80 में करने से भी करो, कुछ कॉमन नहीं आ रहा तो 1 में फिक्स करने से भी होगा. And you see whether again simple ratio आ रहा है. ठीक है. I just want to make you understand this problem. So next class I'll be discussing this problem
Can you
elaborately.
explain this question once more?
Which one?
Yes. So this question.
Okay. So यहाँ पर according to this NCERT question, यहाँ पर nitrogen and oxygen have combined to give us how many compounds, guys? कितना compound यहाँ पर? They have combined to give us 4 compounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And the mass of these two elements are given 14, 16, 14, 32, 28, 32, 28, 80. Right. So the thing is that I have to fix the mass of any one element. Right? So many elements choose here nitrogen. I can choose oxygen as well. You do that on your own. So यहाँ पर मैंने choose here nitrogen. And I fixed the mass of nitrogen at 14 gram. So दो तो already by default 14 था. ये 28 था. So 28 combines with 32. Since I have fixed the mass at 14, 28 combines with 32. So 14 should combine with exactly 16. क्योंकि मेरे marks fix होना चाहिए. 14, 14. यहाँ पर भी 14 ही होना चाहिए. So 28 combines with 32. 14 combines with 16. Unitary method. So यहाँ पर 28 combines with 80. 14 combines with 40. ठीक है. So what is the purpose? I have fixed the mass of one element. Now कितने में fix किया मैंने सबको? 14 में fix किया. Correct? Now the ratio of mass of oxygen, the ratio of mass of oxygen which combines with the fixed mass of nitrogen. I have calculated the mass of dioxygen which combines with the fixed mass of dinitrogen. कितना था? 16, 32, 16, 40. ये ratio मतलब close to. The mass of oxygen, the ratio of mass of oxygen which combines with the fixed mass of dinitrogen be as a simple whole number ratio. They be as a simple whole number ratio. ठीक है, it's understood now.
Yes, sir.
अब मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ तुम लोगों को ध्यान से सुनो. मैंने यहाँ पर मास ऑफ डाइनाइट्रोजन फिक्स किया, तो अब तुम लोग उल्टा करोगे. ओके, सो तुम लोग सोच रहे हो सर ने नाइट्रोजन क्यों फिक्स किया. अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू, यू कैन फिक्स द मास ऑफ ऑक्सीजन एज वेल. यू फिक्स द मास ऑफ ऑक्सीजन कितने में फिक्स करोगे? 16 में, 32, 80 कोई भी, और 1 कुछ कॉमन नहीं है तो 1 में फिक्स कर लेना. Then you see the mass of dinitrogen which combines with the fixed mass of dioxide. They again should be a simple whole number ratio. They have to be. Okay. So chalo, I think this topics which we have done is understood as per now. Yes. So the
Yes, sir.